Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today I have an old whiskey, a new whiskey, depends on how you define old. I just learned that the EU defines old as 40 years, and everything older than 40 years, we don't care. So this one is actually an old blended whiskey that actually was discontinued in the 1980s. And it was now recreated by Billy Walker. Billy Walker bought the old blend still Glenallachie in 2017, jazzed it up, did a new single malt Glenallachie, but also did a few other blends as well. And this one is one of them. I think he or somebody said that he actually drank that White Heather back in the 70s and it was discontinued in the 80s. So now that he got all the cards for making good whiskey, he recreated the old White Heather blend. And yeah, the slogan is as rare as White Heather. Because I went through a lot of hills and the Highlands and Islands, and there are a lot of hills and there's a lot of heather and it's all purple. There is rarely a white heather. I've not seen white heather. I didn't even know it exists. But if you find white heather, it actually gives you good luck. It's like the four-leaf clover with the Irish. And I went to Ireland and there was a lot of clovers, but none of them had fork leaves. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. Yeah. So anyway, he recreated it. But as this is a blended Scotch whiskey, it's not just from Glenallachie. I think Glenallachie has a lead in there. It will be the lead malt, I think. And he limited it to 2,000 bottles. And it has a bit of Islay malt in it, a hint of peat smoke. Then we have Highland malts for like honey sweetness. And then he has also very old grain that gives him a bit more complexity. I would really like to know how old that grain was, because grain whiskey is highly available, very cheap, and you can buy it very, very old. So you can kind of buy maturity with it. If you add old grain whiskey, you can buy maturity. Anyway, yeah, it has a grain whiskey in it, so it's a blend. He actually gives a bit of a recipe with it. So it was a combination of 18-year-old first fill bourbon casks, sherry butts, second fill bourbon casks, and hogsheads. Finished with like A18, then finished for 3 more years, and PX Oloroso puncheons and virgin oak. So yeah, he took a bunch of casks, recast them for a lot of more years, a couple of more years, and this is then the White Heather. I would really like to know how close he comes to the old one, or if he even tried to come close to the old one. Because usually the old ones, yeah, there was a reason why they got bankrupt. So maybe there was a really good 21-year-old version, but usually the blends from during that time were just not good, and therefore discontinued. Oh, it's a wonderfully fruity bunch. It is sweet as well, and the first smell was very different. It had more caramel and honey in it, which is the official tasting notes from Billy Walker, and it has a very, very, very slight peat note in it. So this is like a 1, 2, 3 ppm type of situations where most people that are not experts will just walk over it, and I would have probably walked over it if it wouldn't have said it here. But once you have it, you know it's there and you feel it. But wonderfully inviting and quite complex. There is a lot more to what we have here in the nose. Just one smell. And it's a lot different to what I just had in the German tasting. Very well made sherry Highland blended malt. Yeah, you do have a bit of that grain as an influence in there, but very subtle. I think he didn't use that much grain that you usually do in a blended whiskey. He also did 48% and no chill filtered, natural color and stuff. So we can talk about the color. It's a wonderfully nice, dark, a little bit of a red note in there. So he says gold with a bronze color. Yes. Dark gold, very dark gold with a bit of a red note in it. I would have said that. Yeah. And it's wonderful. It's fruity. It's vibrant. He goes on with orange and stuff. I'm more with fresh fruit. But yeah, very ripe fresh fruits, ripe apples with there's a few pears and a few cherries and all that kind of stuff in there as well. Don't have that citrus note in there. He says oranges. I can a little bit with oranges as well, because orange are not these zesty, very fresh citrus notes, but yeah, more of a juicy touch to it. And I can say, yeah, juicy touch, yes. This is a really good whiskey. 21 years. It's just it has a few oaky touch to it on the finish, but before that you just have very, very nice maturation, mature whiskey, 21 years old. Very drinkable, very juicy, very sweet, very pleasant, but also a lot of maturity. So it's really a big all-rounder. And if you don't mind a little bit of a grain in there as well, it's amazing. So he did. This is what I would say. This is a flavor-led whiskey, although it has a age statement, so it's officially not a flavor-led. It's an age statement whiskey. I hardly doubt that the White Heather had such good whiskies like Billy Walker did it. So I think the revival of that brand has a lot more quality to it than it had before. But I have not tried it, so I can't definitively say that it is better than the old one or just as good, or I don't know. But I do like it. Billy Walker did a good job here. And yeah, if you like this video, or if you like what you heard there, and you do like a little bit of a grain in your blended malt Scotch whiskey, then have a look at Whisky.com and you will find the White Heather 21 years there. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.